عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على حي على الفلاح. حي على الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا وحبيبنا وشفيعنا وعزيزنا وكريمنا ورحيمنا ونبينا وسندنا محمد رسول الله صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وأنصاره وأزواجه وعلينا معهم. أما بعد. فقد قال الله تعالى عز وجل في القرآن المجيد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اتقوا الله حيثما كنت. Honorable ulama, beloved brothers and sisters, when the Quran begins with the first verse, and there is a debate amongst the scholars of Quran and recitation, is the first verse Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim or Surah or Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. There's a difference of opinion, but in any manner, but regardless of whether it's Bismillah or Alhamdulillah, Bismillah, even if it is the first, it's a ceremonial verse. The actual Quran begins with the word Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. It begins with that word. But it doesn't begin with Ash-Shukru Lillahi Rabbil Alameen. Whereas in the Arabic language, Shukr means to be grateful, whereas Hamd means to praise. So Allah begins the Quran and the Kitab with the verse of Alhamdulillah and not Ash-Shukru Lillah. Because there is a fundamental lesson that Allah is teaching us right from the beginning. And that is, in order to thank someone, they have to do something for you. Someone invited you to their home, Jazakallah khair. You thank them. Someone does you a favor, you thank them. But when you praise someone, it doesn't mean they have to do anything for you. You see someone with a nice car, beautiful car. Does that mean that person will give you their car? No. Beautiful house, mashallah. Does he can give it to you? No. In there is this subliminal message that, Ya Allah, we don't just thank you when you give us something, but we are appreciative of you regardless of whether you give us or you don't give us. Our allegiance does not lie with you only when you accept our du'as, but even when you don't. Because if there are many things that we have asked that you have not given us, there are far more things that will eclipse it, that you have granted us without us ever thinking, without us ever asking, without us ever remembering. We breathe subconsciously, we don't even think about it. We use the oxygen, we use our eyesight. When was the last time we sat before Allah and we showed gratitude for these simple blessings? We don't, it's not in us, we don't think about these things. But it is part of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's distribution. He gave it to us without us ever asking. Intellect, He puts ideas in our mind, He puts thoughts in our heart. All of these things come from exterior methods where we've never even beseeched or we've ever thought. The first lesson, Allah starts off with Alhamdulillah. And the ajib thing is, the most unique thing is, a disbeliever in Islam, disbeliever mutlaqan generally speaking, is called a kafir, a disbeliever. But in the Arabic language, kafara doesn't actually mean to disbelieve. There's two meanings of it. One, a kafir is a farmer, and that's for a different discussion. Another kafir is someone who's ungrateful. And the reason, it stems from the farmer. Because the farmer hides the seed, and then something grows. So people don't see the seed, but they see the stalk after it. They don't see the seed that was the original thing. The credit is given to the farmer, whereas the seed did all the work. The same way, a kafir is called kafir because they're ungrateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And an ungrateful person takes the favor that's done upon them and they attribute it to someone else. And they say, oh, this person didn't do it to me. This person didn't do anything to me. So Allah, out of all the words He could use to define those who disbelieve Him, He uses the word kafir. In another place in the Quran, Allah says, لَإِن شَكَرَتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ وَلَإِن كَفَرَتُمْ. In shukr, maqabil shukr, in comparison to shukr, in its opposition, Allah brings the word kafara over here, doesn't mean to disbelieve. It says, لَإِن شَكَرَتُمْ, if you are grateful to Allah, لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ, we will give you far more. وَلَإِن كَفَرَتُمْ, and if you are ungrateful to Allah, إِنَّ عَذَابِي لَشَدِيدٌ, Allah says, my adab and my torment is far enough for you. But He uses the word kafara, ungrateful over here. And today I want to talk about in the little time that we have today. Though I'm sure nobody has work so I could even stretch it theoretically, but I'll end on time. Two levels of gratefulness. One is to Allah and one is to the people around us. Two levels. Firstly, beginning with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are 3 maqams of shukr. 3 levels and 3 categories of people. And before I speak on what a maqam is, let me just give you the explanation of the difference between hal and maqam. Hal literally means a condition, a situation, a transitory state. And maqam is a stationary state of an individual. So I'll give you an example. You have some people that are always angry. This is maqam of anger. And there's some people who occasionally get angry. This is hal of anger. Meaning it occasionally happens, they get the hal of it occasionally. Maqamis are always there. You have some people who are occasionally patient. This is the hal of sabr. And then you have people that are daiman sabur, sabir. Always they are patient. This is the maqam of sabr. This is the difference between the word hal and maqam. So there are 3 maqam, 3 darajat, 3 types of people. Number 1 is the generic individual, the layman, the generic person who has the generic relation. And when I say layman, I don't mean non-scholars. No, I just mean there are 3 levels a person can have connections with Allah. The lowest level, their shukr, their daraja is what? An yashkura ala ni'am. That the ni'mat and the blessing that Allah has given them, they're thankful to it. So I get, mashallah, Black Friday came, I went, and you buy something and you're grateful to Allah, alhamdulillah, I gave this to me. You eat food, your casserole and turkey and this and that, all of these things, and after that, subhanallah, you thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is on the ni'mat of Allah. This is the darajatul awam, the generic people. Those who have just a normal relationship with Allah. Then there is a secondary level, and that is darajatul khawas, an yashkura ala ni'am wal niqam. That not only do you thank Allah when it comes to the good that has happened in your life, but even the bad things that happen in your life and the difficulties, you thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is why the dua is so unique. Alhamdulillah, ala kulli hal. May Allah, I'm happy with any situation you place me in. Wa'udhu billah min hali ahli an-nar. But ya Allah, the situation of the people of Jahannam, don't place me in that situation. Every other situation is okay. If my route is destined for Jahannam, then that's to hell, then that's not a situation I want to be in. Because you can be in the most luxury, and you can be surrounded around the best drinks and alcohol and riba and gambling and everything, and you think you are in the best situation, but your ma'al and where you're ending up is not a good state. And then you can be in a situation where you're struggling, and you don't have much, but then your end result is Jannah. And I last week or whenever, I don't remember, I spoke on Habibun Najjar, the man who was a nobody. Maybe I spoke here somewhere else, I don't know. But Habibun Najjar, a man that was a nobody. And then his ma'al was Jannah. قِيلَ ادْخُلِ الْجَنَّةِ قَالَ يَا لَيْتَ قَوْمِي يَعْلَمُونَ. The first thing. Then you have the next level. This is darajatul akhassul khawas. You have the generic, then you have those who are close to Allah, and then you have the elite. For those who have Snapchat, it's the one who has the heart emoji. The one that you send the snaps the most to. Or your best friend, subscribe, whatever it is. Close friend. Elite. That group chat. Elite. The closest to Allah. We all want to be in someone's company. We all want recognition. Abu Dhar Ghifari comes to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Jibreel alayhi salam comes. And he says, Ya Rasulullah, Inna Allah yuqri'u salam ala Abi Dharrin. O Nabi of Allah, please give salam to Abu Dhar from Allah. And the Prophet is shocked. Abu Dhar is not a famous name. Most of us don't even know him. Legendary Sahabi. Legendary. He was a mobster before he became a Sahabi. The Prophet says, Ahuwa ya'rifuhu? Does Allah really know him like that? Is he really that close to Allah? Like in that sense, does Allah, does he have that proximity with Allah? That Allah is sending a delegation of salam and peace upon this man? And Jibreel alayhi salam says, Ya Rasulullah, huwa ashhar fis sama min ad-dunya. The man is more popular in the heavens than on earth. Today I get happy when I get few followers on my TikTok or few retweets here or there. And at that moment, alhamdulillah, I feel like, oh, I'm popular. Yeah, I have a great following. I get like 12 likes. I'm trending. You have the whole heavens for you. When Allah loves, I'm going off topic. The last stage, elite. أن يغيب عن رؤيته النعمة بمشاهدة المنعم. Oh. The elite level, they no longer can see the blessing, but they see the blesser in everything. They no longer see the blessing. They see the khaliq of the blessing. Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu says, مَا رَأَيْتُ النِّعْمَةِ إِلَّا رَأَيْتُ اللَّهِ قَبْلَهُ وَفِيهِ وَبَعْدَهُ. There isn't a blessing of Allah that I see. Whether it is the cold water, whether it is family, whether it is peace and prosperity, whatever it may be. But I remembered Allah before it, and I remembered Allah in it, and I remembered Allah after it, and I remembered Allah at every junction towards it. Some of us only remember Allah in good times, some only in bad times. But the real and loyal heart to Allah is the one who remembers Him فِي السَّرَّاءِ وَفِي الضَّرَّاءِ, in the good, in the bad, at every occasion and every moment, they're always remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And at the end, you look for the reward from Allah. Ibrahim ibn Adam was a prince, a king. And he left everything, and he's got an amazing story from Balkh, from Afghanistan. Amazing story. One time he was walking around, and someone asked, a young boy asked, what is zuhd? What is detachment from the dunya? So he said, إِذَا وَجَدَنَا صَبَرْنَا إِذَا وَجَدَنَا أَكَلْنَا وَإِذَا فَقَدَنَا صَبَرْنَا. He says, it's simple. When Allah blesses me, I indulge in His blessings and I take from it. But when Allah doesn't give me, I just have patience. And most of us are like this. When Allah gives us, okay, alhamdulillah. When Allah doesn't, it's fine. And the little boy looks at him and he says, هَكَذَا يَفْعَلُ كِلَابُ بَلْخ. He said, really, man? This is what the dogs of Balkh do. When you give them food, they eat it. When you don't, they just keep their tongues panting outside and they don't care. He said, you're bigger than that. You're higher than that. Man, his mind blown. He says, you tell me what is real gratitude and connection to Allah. So he says, in our town, إِذَا فَقَدْنَا صَبَرْنَا. When we don't have, we have patience. وَإِذَا وَجَدْنَا آثَرْنَا. And when we have, we prefer someone else and give it to somebody else. We consider someone else. Dinner time, dawats are happening now. We sit at the table, we count, okay, turkey's there, 2 legs. I wonder how this ratio is going to happen. Already the selfishness is coming inside our hearts. When the Prophet ﷺ in Khandaq, he called 1,000 Sahaba to eat from one pot. He had 10 at a time come. Why? The Muhaddithin write, the reason was so that greed does not enter the Sahaba's heart and the barakah leaves it amidst. And that's why the adab and the etiquette is that you don't open the full pot and you dish out little. So greed does not enter the hearts of people. It doesn't enter the heart of people because greed destroys everything. Greed destroys. وَخَيْرُ الْغِنَى غِنَى النَّفْسِ. The Prophet ﷺ says the greatest wealth you can attain is not greed, because there's no limit for it. Imam Shafi'i rahmatullah alayhi says, إِذَا مَا كُنْتَ ذَا قَلْبٍ قَنُوعٍ فَأَنْتَ وَمَالِكُ الدُّنْيَا سَوَاءُ. He says, if you can just become grateful inside and not be greedy, because a greedy person wants everything. I was talking to one brother the other day. I'm not going to say the story. But if a person has everything in the world and they don't have one thing, you're going to want that one thing. It's natural. Because that's the one thing I don't have. I don't really have everything. It's greed. The Prophet ﷺ said, لو كان لابن آدم واديا من ذهب لحب له أن يكون واديا. If the son of Adam has one valley of gold, what do we know about valley of gold? If he has one bank account, he's going to want a second bank account and a third bank account. وَلَنْ يَمْلَأَ فَاهُ إِلَّا التُّرَابُ. We take so much money with us, hundreds and thousands for what? So at the end, our children use it for what? For good? For sadaqah? For charity? What morals have we implanted in them that our wealth, if we are unable to use our wealth for khair, where are the children going to use it? Where are the next generation going to use it if we can't do it ourselves? Khair. That is one aspect of being grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And at every moment and junction, apply the filter and thank Allah. You get that plate of food in front of you, the salt came from a different country. The rice from a different land. The shan masala from somewhere else. This spice and that and the meat from and from the whole world. Thousands of people put their effort for that one plate. And then you're like, mazani aya. Amazing. That turkey gave its life for you. It died for you and you're saying, oh, I didn't enjoy it. Really? What would we do on the day of judgment if we get there? And I don't even like turkey that much. But it's on your mind. That's why I'm saying it. But what will we do on the day of judgment if we come to in front of Allah with all of our good deeds? And Allah says, Mazani, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like your deeds. ما عاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم طعاما قط إن اشتهى أكل وإلا ترك. The Prophet of Allah never ever criticized food. If he liked it, he ate it. If not, he let it go. Never criticized food. Tell her why. Salt is low. There's three types of wives. The initial, the quiet one. You tell her there's no salt in the food. She says, okay, I'll try harder next time. The second one, you tell her there's no salt in the food. She says, you know what? Next time we have to put salt in the food, I'm going to call you to put salt in. And the third one, you tell her there's no salt in the food, and she says, you know what? I'm never making this dish again. There's a solution for this. Don't do aib of food. People put effort behind it. Do shukr. This is the ni'mah from Allah, and that brings you to the next junction. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من لم يشكر الناس لم يشكر الله. The individual who does not thank people has not thanked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Foundational, being grateful to others. Don't expect gratitude. Don't expect it, and don't tell other people of the favors you've done. There's two sides of it. From the one who is giving, the generosity should never remind anyone. إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ لَا نُرِيدُ مِنْكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا شُكُورًا. We are doing it for Allah's sake. We don't want anything in return. Buddy, we don't even want to thank you. We don't even want to hear a thank you from you, because Allah is going to give us ajr. That should be from the one giving the generosity. But the one on the recipient end, هل جزاء الإحسان إلا الإحسان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان. Allah says, Surah Rahman, when someone does kindness to you, reciprocate, give it back. And if you can't, just say Jazakallahu khayran. Jaza means may Allah give you. Jazakallah, may Allah give you khayran, good. People just say Jazakallah. This is wrong. You cannot just say Jazakallah. Khayran am sharran. May Allah give you. Good or bad? It's half the sentence. May Allah give you. Jazakallah, Jazakallah. No. Jazakallah khayran. That's may Allah give you khayr. Good. However Allah wants to give you good. Okay. Wrapping up. I want to mention, there's few stories in my mind, but I just want to mention how much of our time Allah gives me. The Prophet ﷺ is doing hijrah. And for those who are familiar with the seerah, he spent 53 years of his life in Mecca, out of which, from the age of 40 to 53, he's promoting his message. He's persecuted, he's boycotted, and he's abandoned. And he is escaping from Mecca to Medina. And on the way, he meets a man by the name of, there's a bounty on the Prophet's head, 100 camels, a bounty on his head. Whoever can find, a camel is roughly about $3,000 to $4,000. You do the math. About $500,000. And Suraqa bin Malik sees Rasulullah. People come to him, they say, did you see the Prophet? He says, nope, because he wants the bounty for himself. So then he starts chasing Rasulullah. As he approaches, the Prophet does dua, his horse begins to sink. He says, Muhammad, I'm sorry, I'm not going to chase you. Please do dua to your Allah. Prophet raises his hand, Suraqa rises again. Okay? Suraqa's like, you know what, beginner's luck. Let me try a second time. Second time, he approaches the Prophet, Prophet raises his hand, his horse begins to sink. Suraqa, Muhammad, my bad, please, do dua to your Allah. Okay, raises his hand to the Prophet. He's soft heart. فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. And then his horse rises again. Okay. And he says, you know, 3 times is sunnah, right? Third is the charm. So he goes a third time. Same incident. He says, أَشْهَدُ أَن لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَأَشْهَدُ أَنَّ مُحَمَّدًا رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. The Prophet has nothing. But the man did him a favor. And in that favor, he lost 100 camels. But the Prophet did not leave any, he reciprocated every favor. He never let someone unappreciated go. So he turns towards him, and he says, كَيْفَ بِكَ يَا Suraqa? Suraqa, imagine that day where you will be wearing the golden manacles, the Rolex of the king of Persia, and that was the superpower, the America and the China of the time. Immediately, and on his deathbed before he passed away, Umar radiallahu anhu came and put the manacles of gold on his hands and said, do you remember the promise of Rasulullah? Mut'im bin Adi, was a disbeliever. And he was an antagonist of Rasulullah ﷺ. He hurt the Prophet ﷺ over and over again. But then there was a time when for 3 years, the Sahaba were boycotted in Shi'ba Abi Talib. They were boycotted for 3 years. No food. They were eating leaves. They're not fun. They were eating leaves. They were eating thorns. And Mut'im bin Adi, with 3 other people, goes up and he tears this, and he goes to the contract was already eaten up by mice. But he gets up and he says, no, this is wrong, man. And he was a well-known individual. And then he passes away and he dies a non-Muslim. But even though the man who did wrong to him, he did the Prophet a favor one time. And the Prophet doesn't forget. It's the Battle of Badr. And there are 70 captives. And the Prophet ﷺ says, لو كان مطعم بن عدي حيا وكلمني في هؤلاء النتنى لتركتهم له. He said, Wallahi, if Mut'im was alive today, and he told me, oh Muhammad, I want all of these 70 prisoners, give them to me. The Prophet said, I would have given it to him for free. He didn't forget. Last story, forgive me for the extra 5 minutes, but inshallah, Allah will do khair for you. Abdullah bin Ubay bin Salul. I mean, the seerah is filled with these incidents. This man was the biggest, and he was the king of hypocrites. Ra'isul Munafiqeen. He accused the Prophet's wife of adultery, of disloyalty, and then he put it and he spread that fake news everywhere. And it brought to a point that Aisha could not sleep at night time. And she said, I would be awake the whole night and my eyes would not even get a blink of sleep, and I had cried my tears out. The Prophet was broken. Sahaba, Muhajirin and Ansar, read the story of it. Muhajirin, the Ansar, 2 tribes of them, Aus and Khazraj, got up in Medina, in the masjid, and began almost a war in the Prophet's mosque. This man goes with 300 people with the Prophet on the way to Uhud, and then retracts his whole army, destroys the moral, and they're facing 3,000 while they're left with 700. This man did terrible things to the Prophet. But the Prophet still went to ask Allah for his forgiveness. And you all know that. But the one thing that was the most interesting part of this incident, his son, Abdullah bin Ubay bin Salul, became a Muslim and was Sahabi. And he came to the Prophet ﷺ and he said, Ya Rasulullah, can you give me your shirt? Because I want to bury my father in your shirt. I know he was a terrible man, but you're a blessed man. And your shirt holds, your body holds blessings. And I hope that in wrapping him in your shirt and cloth, Allah will be kinder and more gentle with him, or a level of gentleness to him. The Prophet immediately took his shirt and gave it to him. Now there's a backstory to this. Why did he ask for a shirt and why did the Prophet give it? It goes back to the Battle of Badr. The Prophet's uncle Abbas, they were similar in age. Abbas was once asked, Man Akbar, who's bigger? You or the Prophet? He said, the Prophet is bigger, but I was just born 3 years before him. Adab. You don't say, I'm helping my parents. What do you need? No. What do you want? This is the adab of the love, the words that we use. My parents are living with me. No, you are living with your parents. So what if you have some little extra money in your pocket? Adab is the foundational block. Anyway, when Abbas was a big man, he was huge. And it was cold. Madini nights are cold. And he was a prisoner of war. He didn't accept Islam yet. And no one's shirt could fit Abbas radiallahu anhu. And Abdullah bin Ubay bin Salul that day gave him his shirt. And the Prophet never forgot that. And we are ummati of a Prophet that doesn't forget. We need to appreciate, reciprocate, and be a community of generosity and spread it. Be grateful, be happy, be appreciative, and don't be ungrateful, because Allah hates the ungrateful person so much that his disbelievers, he called them ungrateful. بارك الله لنا ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعنا وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم. استغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله علي الأجل الواحد الفضل القديم الأول، فأنت مليك الناس ربا فاقبل، ثم الصلاة على النبي الأفضل. فإني أولا أبدأ بأمر قد بدأ الله تعالى لنفسه ثم ثنى ملائكته المقربين وثلثنا به. قال بعد: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد بعدد من صلى وصام، وصل على محمد بعدد من قعد وقام، وصل على جميع أصحاب رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين وعلينا معهم. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم أصلح أحوال المسلمين في كل مكان، اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين، اللهم اغفر للمسلمين جميعا أحياء وأمواتا يا رب العالمين. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. اللهم أصلح أحوال المسلمين في كل مكان، اللهم أصلح أحوال المسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم احفظ المسجد الأقصى، اللهم احفظ المسجد الأقصى. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. أقم الصلاة.